Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be continuing with If Naruto Had Asta's Demon. And without further ado, let's get right into the video.
You are watching Shinobi LX. Enjoy.
Sorry about that, no music today, my phone died. So halfway through the recording, so I had to restart because I started cursing and everything. Um, so I don't know why. I restarted the video. Anyway, so I last left this video off with Naruto. I'm not Naruto. A white-headed man appearing inside of the village. And this would be, if you all know, is Jiraiya. So when Jiraiya walks into the village, and he's a little bit surprised, and he senses like this weird, dark, ominous energy emanating off into the distance. And Jiraiya gets serious, and he goes and he appears in the Hokage's office, and he asks Hiruzen what happened, and Hiruzen breaks it down, and Jiraiya was like, the fuck? What do you mean he has some other entity or some other form of power that isn't the Nine Tails besides chakra? What are you talking about? What do you mean his teammates left him to die? And he came back and stabbed a girl halfway through the back because he took a kunai for her, and instead of saving him, she ran away. So he came back and stabbed her in the back because she did not save him. And you don't know where Naruto is. But if you step outside your office for a second, you can definitely feel this dude like 3 miles that way. And Hiruzen opens the window, and he opens the window, and Kakashi and Guy appears, and they're like, we found Naruto. And Naruto is okay. So if you watch Black Clover, you know when not Naruto, you know when you know when Asta first turns into first uses that winged form, he's walking around like that, and then the other half of him is like Nine Tails chakra out. Not like the red, like little red skin and everything. It's just Nine Tails chakra. So he's walking around with one wing and a tail on the other side. So Naruto, he's just walking around the forest, and he's just walking around, and I'm gonna say he comes across a village, and he just walks through the small little village, and nobody knows what's going on with him, and then this little girl bumps into Naruto, and Naruto looks down, and this weird scruffy voice tells her, "You shouldn't be running around. There are dangerous people out here. They attacked me and my friends when the people that I thought were my friends left me. And they ran away when I needed their help the most. My own friends. Make sure that you have friends that you can count on. Because you don't want to end up like me. Friendless. Enraged. Have no purpose. The place that you called home, you can't even consider to be your home anymore." And the little kid just sits there, and Naruto basically just made this kid question everything. They're around the same age. As I say kid, they're around the same age. Naruto's just, I'm gonna say 2 years older than him, so he's 10 and Naruto's 12. So Kakashi, Jiraiya, and Guy and a couple of like Ambu members. Like the kid just kind of like sits down and just starts crying, and Kakashi guy, Jiraiya, and some Ambu members appear and tell Naruto that he's taking this a little too far, and Naruto holds up his blade at Jiraiya and was like, "Who are you?" And Jiraiya was like, I'm your I knew your father." And Naruto looks at him and was like, "Oh, okay." I don't know what Jiraiya was to Naruto. Like, guess he was his god. Yeah, guess he was his godfather or some shit. I'm gonna just say he was his godfather. And he tells Naruto that, "Oh, I'm your godfather." And Naruto like appears in front of him and was like, "So where were you this entire time? You just thought when my parents died that you could leave me in the village instead of coming back to help me? Is that what you thought this was? Oh, I must have missed the memo then. Because I don't remember, you know, it being okay for you to leave this random child out in the open where so many wrong things could happen. You could have avoided all of this, you know that, right? You would have came back to the village, got me, you took me away, or even stayed in the village. You could have avoided all of this." And Kakashi chimes in and was like, Naruto, he was off doing reconnaissance. And Naruto looks at Kakashi and was like, "I understand you might be my squad leader, but this is an argument between family. Not like you would understand that." And Guy was like, "Whoa, Naruto, that was a little petty, don't you think?" And Naruto doesn't even bother to look at Guy. And Guy was like, "Oh, I see where I stand." And Jiraiya tries to say something, and Naruto looks back at him and was like, "No, there's nothing that you can say now that'll change my mind. I don't want to go back to that village. I don't want you to be in my presence. You can say you're here now. It's not gonna change what happened. It's not gonna change how I feel." And like as Naruto saying this, a couple of like the kids that left Naruto start like coming to the forest. They can still sense Naruto because like it's fucking Naruto. Who wouldn't be able to sense this nigga? So like I'm gonna say Ino. I'm gonna say it was Ino, Choji, and Shikamaru. That Shikincho. Ah. um. So yeah, I'm gonna say they came through the woods, and behind them, everyone else, like everyone else besides Sakura, because she's currently dealing with a little back problem. So Shikamaru, immediately after immediately after they come out of the forest, Shikamaru immediately tries to capture Naruto in the shadow possession, which he thinks is successful. So when they begin to like walk up, an Abu member tells him to step back, and Shikamaru was like, "It doesn't matter. He's caught in the shadow possession. He can't move, even if he wanted to." And Naruto looks back and was like, "The people that I thought were my friends was Hinata." And he starts naming them off. And Hinata was like, "Naruto, we are friends. And Ino tells Naruto like, "Yo, we're friends. We tried to help you." And Naruto's like, "Tried. The only thing that helped me that day was the Nine Tails. The only thing, the only reason while I'm still alive is my Nine Tails. The thing that all of you fear so much saved my life. Thanks to it, I'm still alive. And thanks to this other power, I'm unstoppable." And he disappears. And he's still giving off the aura, but a lot of they don't. Jiraiya tells him let's go back to the village, and Kakashi and Guy were like, "No, we need to get Naruto," and Jiraiya was like, "No, let's go back to the village." And Kakashi was like, "I've never seen, okay, we're going back to the village." And as they're going back to the village, amongst like the kids, Hinata, like she's kind of like beating herself up, and Tenten tells her like there's nothing we could have done, and Ino was like, "No, you're wrong. We could have stayed there and fought with Naruto, or attempted to, because then we could have died knowing that we were his friends." And thanks to those guys reporting, like basically Shikamaru, Choji, and I think it was Kiba who pulled them away. Thanks to those guys, Naruto doesn't believe in any of us anymore. How are we going to talk him out of this if he doesn't even trust us? If he thought we left him? And Shikamaru was like, "If I would have known it was gonna do this, I wouldn't even have done it." Such a drag. And Hinata turns around and was like, "Is that it? Is that it? Is that it? Is that all you have to say? Such a drag. Really? Is that it? How about you put Naruto in your? How about you go and sit inside Naruto's shoes? Right? Bullied ever since he could remember. Been called a monster ever since he could remember. A demon, a nuisance, a pest. He's not that good at ninjutsu. He could barely. Before a couple of days ago, he couldn't even do a shadow clone. He doesn't know his parents. Hell, I don't even think he got to meet them. And the only people that he thought were his friends was 3 people out of the entire village. You know how many people are in that village? A lot of them. You know how many people he thought were his friends? 3 out of that entire village. And that day when we left him, that's when he thought we weren't friends. Now you go and you get in his shoes, Shikamaru. But until you can say anything except for such a drag, stay out of my face. And Sakura, like, not Sakura, fuck, Hinata disappear. Like she just like jumps away faster than all the rest of them. And Sasuke, he was like kind of in the back. Whoa, she dangerous now, ain't she? And when they get back to the village, Tenten and Ino are asking around for Sakura. Not Sakura, fuck, for Hinata. And Kakashi was like, she got back to the village shortly after we did. Didn't bother like to wait up or anything. She just kept going. Like she just kept jumping, and we stopped. We don't know how she is. And let's go to her point of view. Her point of view is she needs to get stronger to try to bring Naruto back. Kind of the same way that Naruto viewed Sasuke throughout the entire fucking anime. So, yeah, Hinata is the Naruto, and Naruto is her Sasuke, if that makes sense. So, um, she basically steals the book that her dad was keeping in his room, and she doesn't bother to like even like let her presence be known that she's home. She just takes the book, leaves, and she just starts training from it. She wasn't able to master anything right now, but she's like she's just studying it, learning how it works, all you basically the 9 yards. Yeah. So now we go back to Raya's point of view, and he's like, where? She's like, where's the He's like, where's the girl that he um almost impaled? And then like she's at the hospital, and when they see Sakura, she's in critical condition first off because she just got a sword ran through her back, and she's not like and she's not conscious, but you can visibly see her in pain. And Jiraiya was like, let me see the wound. And they unwrap her, they flip her over, and they unwrap the bandages from around her stomach that lead to her back. And it's like, disclaimer warning, skip like probably about a minute into the video. There's a cut, and then like around the cut there's like a whole bunch of like black like veins and stuff. Yeah. So Jiraiya was like, the only way that I can see that the only way I can see that getting healed or even attempt to get healed is, by Tsunade. And Kakashi was like, do you know where she's at? And Jiraiya was like, I think I got a hunch. But let's hope we get to her before Naruto does. And Jiraiya was like, why do you say that? And he's like, oh, because I sense Naruto's presence in that general direction. And Tsunade is a very hot-headed girl. So we should probably go now. While we can, Yeah, we should probably go. So when we go back to Naruto's point of view, and Naruto's just walking through the woods, killing anything and everything that threatens him. Like he ran across some bandits, killed them. Ran across a couple of shinobi that were ordered to bring him back to the Leaf Village, killed them. He's just walking throughout the village. And then he come across as Orochimaru talking to Tsunade. And Orochimaru immediately sensing Naruto, because like, who couldn't? Like before he even got close enough to them, they immediately sensed him. And Orochimaru was like, this can either be very good or very bad. And the only thing that's going on in Naruto's head is that I need power to take over the world. And the Nine Tails is like, well, you have the strongest thing to take over the world, but it wouldn't hurt to have more. That way you can't get overshadowed by anything else and no one can compete. And Naruto's like, that's exactly what I want. So Jiraiya was like, oh. I mean, not Jiraiya. Naruto was like, oh. Well, okay then. So, the Orochimaru, like, they're staring at the spot that Naruto was supposed to come out of. And the only reason why Orochimaru and Tsunade was talking was because Tsunade wanted to talk to Jiraiya, talk to Orochimaru about something more personal, not for the reasons that you think, not for the canon reasons, because she knows that he's a fugitive, but she wanted to talk to him about something more personal, asking him about Jiraiya, but Orochimaru tells her that he doesn't know anything about Jiraiya. He does try to tempt her to come to his side, but she doesn't fold, at least not right now. So she once Naruto comes out the forest, Orochimaru hears all Naruto like out loud is saying, "I want power. I need power." And Orochimaru was like, "Oh, well, I'm gonna dip out now." And Tsunade was like, you're not gonna help me." And Orochimaru was like, "Yeah, see, the problem with that is I sense Naruto's chakra, and it doesn't look like that seal is holding up. And God fucking forbid that thing comes out in full force. So I'm gonna dip out now. You do you." And Tsunade, like she gets like a fighting stance, and she's like, "I'm not gonna let you like you're not gonna fight me. You think you're gonna win." And she gets like a fighting stance. Naruto's just still walking, and Naruto walks right past her, and she's like, "Hey, aren't we gonna fight?" And Naruto turns his head and was like, "Do you have power?" And Tsunade was like, "Yeah, I'm pretty strong." And Naruto grins, but like an evil, like devilish grin. And he appears and smacks her away with a sword. And we flash over to her point of view. As she gets smacked away, she hits like this very thick tree. And she's like, "If I didn't activate the 100 healings jutsu right then, and like right before he hit me, um, that could have ended very badly for me." And she was like, "But wait, when he hit me with that sword, my chakra kind of um went away. Not a lot of it, but some." So she like not trying to panic or anything, but she like tried to put some distance in between her and Naruto. And as she's jumping away, Naruto isn't even jumping, he's just walking, cutting down trees that are in his path. And she ends up running into Jiraiya, and Jiraiya was like, so he's chasing you." And she was like, "Yeah." Oh yeah, also he has one more transformation with Lide and the Nine Tails. It's like his fusion form between the both of them. That's not coming up now, but just know it's some heat. I got some plans with that one. So he put Jiraiya, Tsunade turns around and Naruto's right there, and Jiraiya tells Naruto that that's enough. You know, you can stop throwing your tantrum. No one's gonna come, and no one's gonna feel sympathy for someone that's acting like a complete monster. And Naruto stops and looks at him and yells, "I am one. You don't understand, Jiraiya. While you were gone, that's all I heard. All the time. Demon. Monster. And now that I am one, all of a sudden I'm a human being? Is that all it takes? Huh? For me to almost kill a little girl, and then kill a couple of Ambu members, or not Ambu members, but kill a couple of Jonin, and scare one little kid, and all of a sudden I'm a monster now? Newsflash, I've been one this entire time. Because no one in that entire village ever told me that I wasn't one. Except for the people that I thought were my friends. And turns out they're just monsters themselves." Flash over to Hinata's point of view. So Hinata's training a lot. Like, she's reading the book, and Tenten and Ino find out where Hinata is. And when they get to Hinata, they ask her, like, "What were you planning on doing? Just running away? We're in this together. You gotta remember that." And Hinata looks at them and was like, "I was the only person that was there for Naruto from the beginning. You know that, right?" the first day that I met Naruto, he saved me without even knowing it. Do you think that I could betray him as easily as they say I did? And Ino was like, come on, you're taking this a little too hard on yourself. It was all of us. We all left him. And Hinata looks at Ino and was like, no, you're missing the point. I was his first friend. I was somebody that he was supposed to be able to count on to always be there. I was supposed to be his best friend. And I left him. We all did. And 1010 was like, still, the grown-ups are out trying to get him back. And Hinata was like, what makes you think they'll be able to? You seen what he did. They couldn't even react. He almost killed Sakura. She's in the hospital now. Flashback over to Naruto's point of view. So, like, Naruto's like, Jiraiya, why are you here? After all of I just said to you back there and right now, you still chase me? I'm sorry, but you make me sick. And Tsunade was like, what the hell is his problem? Like, the fuck? And Kakashi kind of like fills her in on what the hell is going on. And Tsunade was like, oh, wait. So you came to get me to deal with a girl that's dying because of him? Because he took a kunai in the back for her. And instead of giving her a kunai to the back, he took that fat ass sword that he has in his hand right now and put it deep enough into her back to the point where she's near death. And he was like, Kakashi's like, yeah. And Naruto begins to like walk off. And Jiraiya was going to chase after Naruto, but Tsunade kind of grabs his shoulder and tells him that they have to go back to the village in order to save the girl. So they go like on their way back to the village. Jiraiya Jiraiya's in his head and was like, why didn't I come back sooner? And Naruto, flashback over to Hinata's point of view. So their conversation pretty much goes like this, everything that I said before, and then Hinata getting mad at the both of them because they're still trying to like make it seem like it's not her fault when she feels as if it is. So she gets mad at the both of them, tell them both that she never wants to see them again because they still believe like that everything's going to be fine when it's clearly not fine. So tells them too that she never wants to see them again or talk to them. And she she picks up the book and she runs. And when she feels as if she's far enough away from them, she opens up the book again. And when she opens up the book, a person in the distance her tells her, it's not nice to steal. And she looks up and it's her dad. And her dad's like, his normal, oh, I hate everything type vibe I got from him. Hearing what happened, because he got a debriefing from, because he's an elder, I think he was a village elder. He kind of holds some form of power in the village, given the fact that he's the chief of the Hyuga clan. So he kind of got debriefed on the situation via one of his Jonin Byakugani uses. So um when she looks up, she sees her dad, and her dad was like, "Don't worry, I'll help you get him back." And she's like, "I don't think we can." And her dad was like, "So are you giving up on the Hyuga clan as a whole?" And she she was like, "Sure, yeah, I am." And her dad kind of frowned and was like, "Well, I'm disappointed." From this point on, either you train with me or you don't train at all. And she sucks it up and she trains with him. And for the rest of that day, he's teaching her out of the book. Well, first he's teaching him. First, he's teaching her new like methods and things for getting chakra. Ways to do chakra point shit like that. And yeah. So we go to Naruto's point of view, and Naruto, after seeing Tsunade and them jump away, he turns around, and Orochimaru is just standing there. After, after everyone else left. Naruto was like, are you strong? And Orochimaru was like, I can give you more than just fighting the strongest person. I can make you more than what you already are. And Orochimaru's plan was to use Naruto to capture Sasuke. So Naruto was like, smiles and was like, this can get exciting. What form of power do you have? And this is where I'm ending this part off. I hope y'all enjoyed. If y'all did, drop a like. If y'all enjoyed my content, please subscribe. And this has been Shinobi, and peace out.